This is Antonius Giovanni, informant, consultant, and DMOS classification 1897 entity, otherwise known as Kindred, or Western Vampire, if you like. The department has always been good to me. I've been given reassurances that so long as the Kindred of Chicago do not actively harm mortals and maintain culpable deniability from humans, that we'll be left to our own devices and manage ourselves. That is our agreement, and should anything change, I am to give a report on the matter. This is that report. There was an incident. The specifics of Kindred politics are labyrinthine and run by those that have a potentially infinite lifespan. The politics in particular are not relevant to the incident, but the fact that high-level officials conducting internal investigations certainly adds to the escalation of the conflict that occurred. An ancient Kindred, an outsider and enemy to our faction, infiltrated the city. To this date, I am still not sure if this creature was actually physically present or operating through proxies and vampiric disciplines. The information that I do have is that this creature originates from the region that modern-day Romania is in, and has at least been in operation since the Battle of Ankara in that region. If my math is right, that works out to about 1402. I can also verify that this kindred either personally created or shares a maternal relationship with DMOS-contained entity 8673, vampire, Clan La Sombra, named Claymore, acquired in an exchange with Chicago Agent Stone, and DCE 8685, vampire, Clan Unknown, captured by DMOS investigation team in Clio, Michigan. If you can find him, send my regards to McCleary the Younger for that one. This Methuselah had been both trying to destabilize the city's kindred leadership and reacquire her children that were defeated trying to do the same. They openly work against upholding the masquerade and attack out in the open with no pretense of subtlety. She created amorphous flesh golem creatures that remained dormant for a time, and then launched multiple coordinated attacks openly in the street, without care if mortals saw it or not. The city's team contained the situation. It took military hardware, and again, open conflict in the streets, which we have been working hard to contain, control the information of, and ensure that the mortals have no true sense of what happened. We are currently combing through all digital video and audio taken of the event, and working through procedures to play the event off as a coordinated gang violence, and where that's impossible, a viral marketing campaign for an upcoming horror film. This Methuselah seemed to wane in power after the attack. She claimed that she would return, and was returning to torpor, our death-like slumber that can last years. If my math is right, considering the age of this creature, she should be out of commission anywhere from 1 year to decades. Maybe we'll get lucky, and she was one of those real old monsters that are out for a century. Regardless, it should be noted that this creature is still out there and should be considered an alpha-level threat. This report will include photographic evidence found at her tomb and a few samples from the insects and animals she used as puppets, as well as the remains, as best we could collect them, of some of her flesh golems. Chicago is secure, for both mortals and otherwise. Our pact is preserved, and the situation is contained. I am available for follow-up interviews at your convenience.
This is Echo Machine 32. We've determined that the entity was not in the Chicago area, but operating remotely. The ley lines study from the eggheads back at base indicate that the powers originate from Chubuk, Turkey, just like the pet leech said. They're being trustworthy so far, at least. We've been dispatched. ETA 6 hours. The best time to catch a bloodsucker is midday after their corpses again, and with any luck, this piece of shit will wind up in the containment cell next to her kids. We'll report back ASAP once containment is secure. Over and out.